It's a little hard sometimes to rest, unwind. Holla if you're here because you want to leave your stress behind. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanna bury your sorrow in a vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave, can't take you over deeply, your appetite. Got to vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down and they'll be telling us, yeah, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hyper, yeah, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, yeah. And you'll be singing higher, yeah. You'll be singing higher in no time. Like I don't wanna go, like I don't wanna go, go, go home. I don't wanna be singing higher. You'll be singing higher, yeah, yeah. Get out, yeah. It's a little hard sometimes to feel the quiet. Holla if you're settling, we'll let it spin whenever tired. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanted us to take control with the vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave, can't take you over deeply, your appetite. That's a vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down and they'll be telling us, yeah, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hyper, yeah, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, yeah. Get out, yeah. You'll be singing higher in no time. Like I don't wanna go, go, go home. You'll be singing higher, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't wanna go.
Well, welcome in everybody to the final round of the Kiwi Sim Racing Super Light World Tour tonight. Live from the Hungaroring in, of course, Hungary. Well, I tell you what, absolutely nothing in the championship tonight, so everything is going to be on the line. Joining me in the comms box on this Tuesday night, it is Mr. Thomas McEwen. Tomo, welcome in to the Hungaroring.
Kia ora, how are we doing all tonight?
Well, I can tell you what, I'm doing well. And I'm hoping that we're going to see an entertaining final night to this championship.
One more lid skid for sure too.
Surely, just to get us going in the comms box, surely there's going to be one out there. But the point situation tonight, Tomo, between that top three, only 20 points separating them. Of course, Robert Henry still, after that massive recovery drive last week, finds himself leading the championship, just 11 points back to this man on your screen now, Ewan Baker, and he has been clawing back ever since that horror round one, and tonight has a championship to go hunting for. Can he do it? It's going to come down to, well, I guess where Henry finishes in that feature race, how many cars behind Baker can get in front of him, or whether he can even get in front of him. Plenty to unfold, but of course Cam Dance as well. Tomo, you're saying before we got underway, he's had an absolute, well, not an absolute shocker, but he's had a lot of bad luck.
Moments to forget.
Yeah, bad luck in this championship, but he comes in just 20 points behind Robert Henry and only 9 back from Ewan Baker. So I tell you what, plenty to race for. Cam Dance turned up into the server probably about, I don't know, 13 minutes ago, already P4 in qualifying. So man, I feel that tonight she is going to be all go.
Yeah, and we can't exactly count out the top 5. They could still manage to sneak their way in. Only 80 points behind, 80 points separate 5th and 1st. And so if some carnage truly unfolds, like we've seen in the real life examples of this track of Pinball 1, anything could happen.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll get behind a bit of pinball action. Just under 2 minutes to go left in qualifying, and Ewan Baker, it's a familiar sight seeing him at the top of that timing charts and pretty much running away and winning the first race. But of course the feature race throws up that invert for the top 12, so that always it causes a bit of action for some of those guys trying to make their way to the front, and double points as well in that race. So really that'll be the race that Baker's going to be targeting tonight. But man, every race counts. The first heat race, of course, he'll be wanting to have a good run there. But Robert Henry, he's come into a championship decider up there or thereabouts before, and unfortunately it slipped away from him. So we'll see if he can get a bit of change in fortune tonight and take this one out, as you see him there on the screen, just sitting in behind Brodie McConkey in qualifying. So it's going to be all on. I don't know who you've got picked as your champion to be, Tomo, whether you're brave enough to...
House on Henry.
Oh, Jesus.
I've got the house on Henry.
I was going to say whether you're brave enough to put a commentator's curse on anyone or not, but he's straight in there.
I'm brave enough.
Brave enough. Yeah, I tell you what, he has been the form driver all season. Consistent finishes, hence why he is our championship leader at the moment. It's McConkey. Just a few seconds left now in qualifying, and we'll get into our first and final heat race of the season here at the Hungaroring. Baker will start off the front. We'll get our grids up on screen for you as soon as we...
While he does that, surely some people in the chat want to redeem me and put the chat curse on Baker.
Yeah, surely, you reckon? I'll tell you what, off the front row, it is going to be our championship contenders, Ewan Baker and Robert Henry. At a row 2, it'll be Brodie McConkey and Cam Dance. Row 3, it'll be James Jordan and Josh Murdens. Row number 4, Paul McKenzie and Justin Davies. Row number 5, B Party, Brendan Partridge and Cam James. Row 6, it'll be Jordan Sharplin and Ben Heron. Row number 7, it'll be Ben Doherty and Phil King. Row number 8, Hayden Kirk and Rob Woodworth. Row 9, Martin Waugh and Brad Wiggins. Row 10, it'll be Marcus Walker and Craig Brock. Row 11, Simon Burling Claridge and Jamie Stewart. Row number 12, Simon Honey and Corey Crossan. And off the back it'll be Bryce Harding as we are set to go racing. Heat race, 15 minutes. We are underway here at the Hungaroring. Can we get through safely, Tomo? That is the question. Here's the field. Look at them fanned out everywhere. How long is it going to be before it erupts? And oh, that's Baker! Baker is around early. Henry's involved as well. The two championship contenders. God, turn one. And you called it, Tomo. Do not ride off the top 5 coming into this one. Cam Dance. His eyes will be lighting up. And it is all go early here for the championship. Ewan Baker P34. Can you believe it, Tomo?
I cannot. I cannot believe it. I didn't call it whatsoever, and I haven't put the house on Robert Henry, who's just pinballed in that accident as well.
Well, I tell you what, I'm trying to ban this joker in my channel, but I'm having no luck at the moment. But anyway. I tell you
quite
what,
good for Cameron Dance, who snuck his way through.
yeah, we're going to have to go back and
that.
have a look and see what has unfolded there. That is annoying me, Tomo. But anyway, we'll carry on. We'll see if we can find a replay, because that is massive. That has, yeah, that is huge.
Championship potential, changing potential.
Yeah, championship implications for sure. Rob Henry, he's down pit lane at the moment by the looks. However, is in front of Ewan Baker, but Cam Dance all of a sudden has cut that margin to Henry. If they were to finish now, he's got about a 3-point lead, Robert Henry, over Cam Dance.
And not to mention, the starting position for that feature race is determined by this race. So we see the leaders not starting in 12th as we have seen throughout the championship. They're all the way down. Was that 30? No, definitely not 30. 24th, I think that was, for Ewan Baker.
I'm going to see if we can bring this up. Check out what has unfolded. The turn one, it didn't take long. And well, the two championship contenders. Oh, that was 3 wide. Oh man, we've just about got one over. And I tell you what, Baker's car. Oh man, that's, you don't want to see it, but that looked like they were 3 wide. Gone off.
Yeah, 3 wide for half a second there.
Here we go. Oh yeah, just all closed. It closed big time. Cam Dance was firing up the inside. Henry was in the middle, and Baker looked like he, don't want to say it.
I do. It just looks like Ewan just went in that a little bit too much and tried to hold them to that apex. Oh, actually no. Looking at that again.
Yeah, 3 into 1 does not go.
It's not so much 3 into 1, it's 3 into 2.5.
It's Woodworth. Check out his point of view here. He's just got nowhere to go. Oh, he gets through okay. But man, that has thrown the championship wide open. But we do know, we saw Robert Henry's charge back through the field last week. He'll be looking to do something similar. Well, he wouldn't have wanted to be, but he finds himself now on the hunt. Damage control again. Baker back in 24th. Man, talk about bad luck. for Baker. The first couple of races of the season was an absolute nightmare for him. And well, the season possibly rounding out that way for him. So Baker now 24th. Robert Henry, as we check out a bit of foliage around the circuit. Henry now sits P19, but has a few cars up in front of him. He's now able to snag a few positions back. If he can find a way past all these cars. Oh, Henry, aggressive. Fires it through the middle, says, I cannot wait. Let's go. Well and truly aggressive driving now for Henry. He is going to take every opportunity. He gets up past, it's done here. Now sits P17. In trouble. Ooh. Harding and Phil King around, and they look like they're stuck together. Bit of stock car action going on there, Harding. So that claws a couple more back for Henry. P14 now. Make it P13. How does he do this? Baker, P20. So you talked about that invert not long ago. Robert Henry's one position off, starting off the front row.
Rigged. He's rigged it. He's crashed on purpose lap 1, so he crawled back to 12th. Start that feature on pole, boy.
Start out of the trouble, you reckon? I tell you what, plenty to unfold still here tonight. 40-minute feature race after this one, but early drama has caught. Well, it's blown the championship wide open. James Jordan, he's a contender as well. Sits back at P3 at the moment. Cam Dance from P2. Cam Dance at the moment, he's, well, I'd say he's, what do you have passed Baker? On points, going to have to do some quick calculations here. Definitely has, in fact.
Definitely has, because it's only
a
9-point ball game.
Yeah, if it was to finish now, 11, it'd be like 9 points behind Henry. And, yeah, X amount in front of Baker. Baker's in a bit of trouble, isn't he? He needs to find some positions. I was trying to do the calculations on the road. Yeah, you get into that. He's lost a few points right now on Dance. Right now, Baker is in P19. So 17 points.
Yeah, 17 points. And then what I was looking at is me party at 4th. And 36.
So it'll be 8 points. So Henry will be still leading the championship.
Henry would still be leading the championship.
But he's taken a big chunk out of him. So it's going to be all on in that feature race, I can't tell you that much. Cam Dance at the moment, though, he is going to be off that 6th row. And you compare that to Henry, he's got one. There you go, now Henry off the front row now with that invert. So if we were to finish now, Rob Henry would start off P1 and instantly gain a whole lot of points on Cam Dance.
Stop the count. Race. I want to win my house back.
Yeah. So we're just watching James Jordan at the moment. Justin Davies, oh, he's had a bit of an off here. It's Hayden Kirk's got up his inside. On with Cam James. Cam James finding a bit of luck finally tonight. Sits in P6, having a good run in that 99 Benson and Hedges sponsored car. Good as that to see. Just over 5 minutes to go. This heat race has absolutely flown by. Plenty of drama unfolded in this one. Corey Crossan, the run from that man at the moment is insane. Second to last row, and he's up to P9.
Well, he's 5th in the championship as well.
Crossan up 15. Yeah, so every week, Corey Crossan has been starting off the back row and is 5th in the championship. Up 15 spots tonight. Simon Burling, who's that? It's kind of slow in the background there. Oh, bit of a lock up for James there.
B-Party 4th on track is 4th overall in the championship.
Yeah, there you go. So, having a good run. These front runners, Robert Henry though, and it all came unstuck early for both of them. In fact, Cam Dance was pretty lucky not to get caught up in it as well, to be fair. Justin Davies there hunting the back of Cam James at the moment.
He wasn't part of it. He was the car on the inside. He just got lucky with some iRacing physics.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Whoever he bribed on the dev team, can I have that number? Yeah. I would love some official crashes to go that way when I have them on several occasions.
Yeah. Well, Baker, he's still back at P18. He's got a bit of work to do to make any more late changes. I can tell you though, Baker is the fastest man on the circuit. 1:34.134 last time by for Ewan Baker on an absolute mission.
It's quite weird not seeing the little purple thing next to a name for the entirety of the time that the leaderboard's up.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Just watch Cam. Justin Davies, sorry. Corey Crossan, we just spoke about him. Back in P9, he's got a bit of clear air as well. Doherty again. A new week, a new livery. Got the Bud livery on this week.
Is that like Bud Light but a little bit heavier, or?
Yeah, no idea. No idea. I don't really get the American beers, to be fair, because I think a Bud Light, isn't it just like light in calories? It's not actually
I thought it was
low
light
percentage
in
beer. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just
God only knows.
A lower calorie count. I'm not 100% sure. So just watching Doherty. If anyone in the chat can fill us in on that, go ahead. We watch Craig Brock, P10 at the moment, having a good run. And Robert Henry's moved up to 11th. You see him in the background. So cuts that margin again that Cam Dance is taking out of him this race. So
he's still off the front row too.
Yeah, still off the front row. It's a good position to be right now for Robert Henry, I feel. As Ewan Baker buried in the pack. We'll see what did come into tonight the closest. He's currently down in P18. He was only 11 points behind Rob Henry, but Robert Henry, he's going to be able to extend that margin to Ewan Baker, even after that disaster turn one.
Part of what you've got to be thinking about is that mind game of, we might have both crashed at the same time. I'm here right now in 11th, where are you?
Yeah, too right. Cheers for the follow. Chairs and tables. That is a completely new alert that I haven't known about, but there you go, that must be on a different channel. Possibly on Kick. Spakonki here leading the race. He'll receive the white flag next time by. It'll be one to go in the heat race before we get on to our feature race tonight. 40 minutes. Corey Crossan has had a bit of an off. He's dropped back to 16th now behind Ewan Baker. He was your biggest mover, but he's had a bit of a moment out there. White flag now for the race leader. Let's see what's happened here late for Crossan, possibly. Oh, this is just a bit after the fact. We'll go to this one. This will tell us here what's gone wrong for Corey Crossan. Oh, he's just pushed it a bit wide through the corner, and Oh, couldn't quite keep it off the fence.
We're going for Max Verstappen, and we ended up with Liam Lawson.
Yeah. Yeah, not wrong there. That's a great analysis of that one. Just crossing with the damage carries on. We'll go back. Ivo is another tour off the track. Watching Harding at the moment. We'll get to our race leader. Tell you what, James Jordan, has Cam Dance had a moment late? Because James Jordan's got past him on the final lap. Brodie McConkie, though, race leader. It's that Castrol livery on board. Is gonna get it done this time. Another driver who's come unstuck when he's been in a good position, but looks like he's going to convert it. Here at the Hungaroring heat race. Checkered flag in the air. Brodie McConkie gets it done by a decent margin back to James Jordan and Cam Dance. They had an issue there late in the race, ends up bringing it home P3. Beat Party and Hayden Kirk will race all the way down to the line. Who's it gonna be? Oh, what a finish. Not a lot in it between those two. Davies gets in front of Cam James, sorry. Craig Brock brings it home in front of Rob Henry, who will start off the second row. And do the maths there, Tomo. Do the maths.
Who was it?
7,
200ths
so
of a second?
13-point lead, I believe, for Henry over Cam Dance going into our final race of the season. Baker all the way. Baker's going to be off the front row. You've got to be kidding me. We missed that. Ewan Baker came home P12. He's going to have every chance at redemption and maybe getting up to P2. But 13 points, the margin now between Henry and Dance. And yeah, you can figure the rest out there, Tomo. I don't know.
I think someone just got disqualified too or something, because everyone's just moved up a place on that board.
Oh, plenty going on out there. Plenty going on. McConkie.
Post-race investigation, someone's skid plate was too low, surely.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can even bring that up now, or is it too late? So no one in that top three got... Cam James has been DQ'd by the looks of that. He was right up there, and he has fallen back to P17. So there you go, Cam James. Sure what went wrong there. We'll see if we can pick someone up here for a chat. It's our race winner, Brodie McConkie. Gets it done in heat race number 1 tonight. Bit of... carnage at the start there. Brodie managed to avoid it and controlled the race from there nicely.
Yeah, the start looked a bit scary in the mirrors. I'm not too sure what happened. I think we got a good start, so maybe that kept us out of it. But yeah, I knew Cam would be quick behind. It was just mainly about sort of just managing the gap, trying to keep the off tracks to a minimum. I think they're going to be a big part to play for this next race. And yeah, so we're able to manage it from there.
Okay, so plenty of is it off tracks that are the issue out there with the strikes, the iRacing penalties that they give you?
Yeah, so I could see in the rear view Cam was pushing quite hard and running wide, so you get 17 of them. I think in that race towards the end, Cam was catching up, so I think I got up to 11, so we're going to have to be a bit more careful. But I think everyone's in the same boat here, so I'd be expecting quite a few drive-throughs in this one.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So a bit of a insight into that one. But, mate, hey, got the job done in the heat race. It does mean that that invert puts you back on row number 6 for the next race. But, hey, you never know. You could see everything unfold in front of you and pick your way through and see what you can come away with.
Yeah, awesome. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Thoughts from our heat race winner, Brodie McConkey. Just chuck him out of there. There we go. So, Tomo, I don't know if you ended up getting those points done or what you think.
Oh, I'm like a bad kid at homework. I got distracted by the fries on my bench, I won't lie. I think it is a 13-point margin to Ewan.
And so it's 13 to Cam Dance as well. Pretty sure I counted 13-point race margin, point gap to Cam Dance. So Baker and Dance are second equal. Is that right? That's how I saw it anyway. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get any clarification around that. I very much doubt it before we get into the feature race. But we know basically that Robert Henry off the second row, he just needs to keep his eye really on Ewan Baker. If he can follow him home, he's going to get it done in the championship. Your race is really going to be on between Dance and
Ewan,
Baker.
Might I just add, stop the count. Win-win for everyone. I get my house back and we get a run off for second.
Yeah, I'd get behind that. Just call it now, you reckon?
Yeah, you call it now. Have a run off for second.
There you
Do
go.
it as a chain race too. Make it really exciting.
Oh, yeah, straight across the old pole there. It's Josh
Is old
Mertens.
mate that does the backwards laps still in the league?
Yeah, he's just not doing it tonight.
Oh.
Is he still in the server? Yep. Mr. James Jordan. Jordan Sharpen on your screen. Time almost up in the warm-up. We get into our 40-minute feature race here from the Hungaroring. Well, the final race of the season, Tomo. This is what it all comes down to. It's all on the line. Robert Henry, Cam Dance, Ewan Baker, all contenders. Baker and...
Could we see pinballs again into turn one?
Man, you don't want to think about it, but it's every chance, every chance. Tell you what, Ewan Baker off the front row, it could very well be catch me if you can for Baker. It's warm up.
This time round we see strategy come into it of when they're going to pit. We believe there's no rain on the radar. So it's not going to be a case of pitting around the weather. It's going to be a reactionary pit stops, really, to whoever gets out front.
Yep, too right. Too right. Does not look like a drop of rain hanging around the Hungaroring. That is for sure. We'll get into our grids. I don't know how far we'll get into these. We will get them up on your screen off the front row, and it will be Martin Waugh and Ewan Baker. So Baker even managed to jump up to P11. Off row 2, it'll be Josh Mertens and Robert Henry. Row 3, it'll be Craig Brock and Ben Doherty. Row 4, Justin Davies and Hayden Kirk, and that is all we're going to get time for. We are going to go racing straight away. Feature race time here at the Hungaroring. We are underway. Final time for the season. Who's it going to be? Are we going to go 3 wide again? Look out. Surely not a repeat of race 1. Plenty of room this time. And everyone is going to survive somehow. Oh, no way, Martin Waugh! Martin Waugh, yeah, providing the good son. Robert Henry gone. You have got to be joking. Why not throw some more drama in it? Robert Henry has been absolutely cleaned out by Martin Waugh. We saw him flying through the air, and Baker. Ewan Baker is going to be rubbing his hands together as Henry. P25. Boy,
Hitman for sure.
oh, mate, you would not read about it, Robert Henry. His luck is non-existent in these championship races. Tell you what, that was absolutely massive from Martin Waugh. We're gonna go back, find out what has unfolded there. That was absolute carnage. Again, Robert Henry, what can you say? He cannot get a break. Martin Waugh, oh, he didn't quite go over, so we can't give him that one, but man.
Can't give him a lid skid.
Boy, oh, I'll take it back. What has unfolded? Oh, I don't know. I just
He
don't
just
know.
hasn't turned in at the right time. He's tried to go for a wider line around that corner, and Henry's already started turning.
And Robert Henry, he has... Oh, he never saw that one coming, to be fair. Well, check it out. It's just turned him around, destroyed the left rear on Henry's car. Man, drama. Drama here in the feature race. The Hungaroring. Well, Robert Henry, what can he do? Is that championship over? He stays in the pits. Ewan Baker. Now, one hand on the trophy. And that number 34, Cam Dance, sits back at P5 at the moment. That's going to elevate him into P2, and Robert Henry's chances blown out the window. What can you say, Tomo? That is just unbelievable.
Yep, the kids were out.
Man.
And he goes fastest as well, just to add to the
Yeah.
misery.
Just to rub that salt into the wound. And I tell you what, Ewan Baker would have been thinking turn one of that first heat race that you probably could have kissed that championship goodbye. But somehow he finds himself now back in the championship lead. Robert Henry gone from this race. He looks like he has got himself back out on track. He just needed to compose himself perhaps. He's a lap down now. Oh, it would have been the toe that would have been waiting for, wouldn't it?
Yeah, waiting on that toe.
So that car
Throw
was
a yellow, give him the lucky
toast.
dog.
Just watching Brady McConkey here, P7, putting a bit of pressure on B Party, trying to find a way past this winner of that first heat race tonight. And you would not, you wouldn't read about it for Henry. That is championship done. To be fair, should still come away with the podium. It's P3 overall. But yeah, as far as the big picture goes, no good. Could be wondering what he's got to do to get it done. Watch this battle pack at the moment. Hayden Kirk, his Baker again goes quickest. And he's half a second quicker than anyone out there.
Well, according to our
Cam James.
carrot map, he just needs to finish. That be ninth, I believe, with that 5 points for first. If Ewan is to win it.
No, get rid of that 5 points. It's just double points.
Oh, it's just double points.
Yeah,
that
I got confirmation of that. So it's just every point back, every position back is an extra 2 points. So if it was for bloody 80 points, 40
So he'd
points
need
to win it, 38
seventh.
second.
Seventh would have a runoff, I believe.
I'll get him out for a run off. Full contact would get into it. James Jordan.
On those go-kart tracks on the infield.
Yeah, James Jordan. Oh, someone's into the fence there. Who was that? Marcus Walker. Is that Jamie Stewart? I think it was. Yeah, there you go, Stewart. Driving away from that scene. And you gotta, well, what can you say? You come into the night championship contender, and it just gets all taken away.
Just to add insult to injury, I believe that Hungary has one of the fastest pit stops of the F1 calendar. So he's not going to be able to make that back in the pit lane either.
Oh, Jamie Stewart's having all sorts of trouble out there at the moment, trying to get that thing pointing in the right direction. Now it does. He must have a bit of damage, surely, from that contact.
Some warm rear tyres, possibly.
Yeah. Crossing down pit lane. Marcus Walker there sits P13 at the moment. Tell you what, McConkey has managed to get that pass done on B Party in the meantime. Now sits P5. B Party's not going to go away too easy though. Baker leading it, 3.5 second lead almost over Josh Murdens at the moment. Done a good job in that 34. Go back to Josh Murdens. 35, Fast Lane Esports team. Cam Dance back there in P3. Justin Davies having a good run again in P4. He's had some good consistent finishes this season as Davies. And you're asking the question before, Tomo? Hopefully the person in the chat might be able to answer that question if he's still in there. What's happening next as far as series go at Kiwi Sim Racing? Of course, next week, no stream next Tuesday night. That's qualifying for the 2-hour endurance race. And then the following week, we bring you round 2 of that endurance series. As long as there's enough drivers in that field. So we see McConkey through pit lane. Of course, don't forget tomorrow night, I believe we're up to round 8 of the NSCAR Championship. Tonight the drivers head to Darlington. Only 1 or 2 rounds, possibly 2, before we get into the championship playoffs. All on the line, and that Cam Dance here having a look. Of course, that NSCAR race gets underway at 8:05. We'll be live from 7:55 tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in. Another ripper race. And we'll find out if anyone else is heading to Fiji. A couple have almost got their passports stamped at this point, going into tomorrow night, and they'll be looking to keep out of trouble. There's Dance.
Didn't know NSCAR could afford trips to Fiji. I would have thought more be trips to Wellington.
Well, I think it's been a hot spot this season so far for a few drivers. Found themselves over in the sunshine, suspended. There's Dance here, looking for a way past Murdens, and he's going to get it done. Cam Dance, I'll tell you what, 5.5 seconds. I can't see him cutting that margin down. So at the moment, Baker well and truly in control of this championship. Cam Dance now will sit in P2 overall. I believe Robert Henry's still going to do enough if he was to finish there in P3. What has been a horror night for him, caught up in incidents that neither were his fault, to be fair. Wrong time, wrong place for Robert Henry.
Going into this round, total incident points accrued over the championship, excluding that first heat. 75 for Robert Henry, 73 for Ewan Baker, and 99 for Cameron Dance. To show the level of cleanness shown up until this stage.
go. See if we've had any moments as of late. Heaps of off tracks going on out there at the moment, that's for sure.
You'll often hear this track referred to as the Monaco without walls in terms of how tight it can be in spots.
Oh yeah.
Can't remember who I heard that from, but I've definitely heard it from someone.
Right. Did F1 go here?
Yeah, F1
Yes.
runs
Okay.
here. There's a very iconic image of Lewis Hamilton being the only car on the starting grid as they go to start the race after a red flag.
Ah. Well, good. Oh, someone's had a moment there. You saw a bit of tyre smoke. Possibly a lapped car. Yeah, there's definitely not going to be no miracle comeback for Robert Henry in this race. A lap down, sits P22 at the moment. That toe would have been agonising for him. Corey Crossan is P16. Oh, a moment there for Marcus Walker. A couple of the Red Bull cars astern there. James Jordan and Corey Crossan.
But on to the next championship for these guys. Will they be back in tin tops? Is that how it works?
Well,
Do they go
it'll be interesting.
tin
won't
top,
it?
open wheeler?
Surely we get to a bit of tin top racing. But I don't know, because we've got that 86 Cup starting fairly shortly. Look at this battle at the moment here between James Jordan and Corey Crossan. So I'm not sure they want to,
Encroached.
yeah, sort of run.
I'm putting it out there in good hope. There's a certain Group C and a GTO that have been sitting fairly unused by most leagues around the world that are very fun to drive and require a moderate skill level to actually get around a circuit.
Oh yeah, that sounds dangerous to me.
It sounds dangerous, but is that not what we love up here?
Oh yes, certainly is. This battle still going there. James Jordan, he finally gets that pass done. Corey Cross, and he's going to fight back here. Throws it back up the inside. Is it going to be close enough? No, James Jordan.
It's taken me this long to notice that they're two different Red Bull liveries too.
Yeah. Yeah, that rear wing giving that one away. They've got different sponsors on it.
So clearly
what's
a different
happened
year
there?
Red Bull design.
What has happened to Crossan? Corey
Has he hit the magical have a brake number?
He has left us, I believe.
No, he might have hit his incident limit.
Oh, yeah, good point, good point. We did hear Brady McConkey. He mentioned that you'd have to be careful on the incidents. I'm sure they'd have a few more in this race, but yeah. So there goes Corey Crossan by the wayside. Baker still leading it out, massive lead now, 6.6 seconds over Cam Dance. Josh Murdens is back at P3, and he's going to have a bit of pressure actually from Justin Davies fairly shortly. Too far back. Well, Murdens, Davies will be trying to hunt down another podium finish.
That's going to be quite scary for Robert Henry. Justin Davies is 6th overall. There is a good margin of 82 points.
For who?
But he finished, for Justin Davies, 82 points behind. But he did finish quite well in that first heat.
Yeah.
I believe he was just out that top couple, and now he's right up the front again.
That's a free pass too for Robert Henry with the crossing going out. Moving up to P21. He's going to need
Still
to,
needs that top 5.
he needs to rely on a few more of those free passes. Dropouts as such. Looks like the field fairly well spread out there at the moment. Just looking through the margins, see if there is any battles going on. It does not look like it. Currently, cars well and truly spread out. Ewan Baker would have just been thinking it was all over after that first race. It'd be interesting to get his thoughts around that first race incident. Just what was going through his head. As far as the championship standings went, certainly put the championship on its head. Not as much.
I wish we had just someone in that voice call recording it so we get some audio bites from it.
Yeah, I could almost imagine that the chat in iRacing would have been going off.
FYA censored to the max.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Yeah, especially that feature race moment for Robert Henry. So Harding's gone by the wayside as well. Check out that number 7. Robert Henry sits P20. So you never know, incident points could save Henry.
All we need is those top 2 to just start touching some grass.
Just to spice it up a bit.
Just, you know.
Does
Probably we have a live tracker of how many instant points was just right next to those names.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could bring that up for you.
Because I think the limit is 25.
And the feature races.
I think it's like, I know it was 17. You get a drive through.
Yeah.
Just bring it back up to see if it's on the Super Lite main page actually. Could be there.
That's Craig Brock in front of Robert Henry at the moment. So Craig Brock currently sits P8 in the race.
Yep, so 17 for a penalty, 35 for a DQ.
35 incident points. Oof.
But remember, contact is 4, off track is 1.
Yeah. You're going to have to be just
Spinning
about
is like 3.
hitting everything out there to get a DQ, to be fair.
I might have got one in the V8. I can't remember if it was a penalty or a DQ. V8's at the test track they use. Winton?
Oh, yeah?
That's because I'd never driven that track in my life. And to this day I still haven't driven that track. Because it deserves to be a test track and nothing else.
Ben must have had a bit of damage. He decided to untick his quick repair. 9 minutes of damage. It's one way to ruin your race. What else we got?
Think about it, 4.5 minutes to run, grab a beer.
Oh. Simon Burling Claridge had some major damage to that car. That's...
the tow truck forgot to grab his wheel.
We'll go back and have a look at that, I feel. We'll have a look at the Jordan Sharpler moment. Here's your replay on screen now. Well, this is it. This is between Burling... Oh, he's just spun out himself. Had a big look up the inside of Burling Claridge, and has Burling Claridge gone on to do the same thing? Check out the 44 here. And he does.
No, just too much exit curve.
Yeah, that is... Wow, that is torn the front left off that car.
Whoever were paying to be towies, they've left the wheel back on the track.
Ask for a refund, do you reckon?
Yeah, refund.
Yeah, so now Baker.
Forgot the wheel.
Baker leading 7.7 seconds over Dance. It's back at P2. These guys are in a race of their own at the moment. Merton's in P3. He's been able to keep Justin Davies at bay for now. It's back at P4. Tell you what, that incident for Simon Byrne and Claridge, that's moved Robert Henry up to P19. So lap by lap, possibly, if we get more big crashes like that, it's going to need another 12 in front of him.
If we would continue at this rate of 1 DNF a minute, he'll get there.
Yeah.
As long as the DNFs keep happening in front of him.
We see Phil King here. He's going to be the next car that Henry's going to be able to pass for position, but I think the margin a fair bit, but Henry is railing him in a couple of seconds late. You can see his pace here. Goes past Cam James, nice and easy. Cam James sits P7. It's definitely a story of what could have been for Henry tonight. Plenty of pace. Jamison's whiskey car. This man here, another one who's had a up and down season, but the wins came when they needed them the most. So it's P2 in the race. He's going to snag P2 in the championship if he can keep it off the walls. For some, it has been easier said than done. So it's a lap traffic in between them. Merton's, he's a further 7 seconds adrift. Cam Dance. See Justin Davies just caught a glimpse of him in P4. Who's been our biggest mover in this one? Marcus Walker up to 13, currently sits P11. Cam James up 10, Simon Honey up 9, Cam Dance up 8, and Jordan Sharplin up 6. As Mertens heads down pit lane to get that stop done. It's only going to leave about 5 cars yet to stop. 6 make that. Top 6 cars yet to get their pit stops done as Baker runs away with the final race of the season and the championship at this stage. Locked in. It's going to be a narrow margin, only 2 points in it from our rough calculations. Don't know how accurate they're going to be, Tomo. He's not going to put his hand up. He's not going to put his hand up.
I'm not going to put my hand up. My map's been unreliable at best.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a points update before we finish up tonight. So with no KSR next week, that means only one stream next week. It's almost Christmas all over again.
Surely we'll see a schedule 1 stream to replace it.
Oh, you reckon?
Maybe on an alt.
You want to see my masterpiece?
Oh, your master creation. I don't doubt anything you and Sean have designed is anything less than immaculate.
Yeah.
I need to start playing that one, but I don't think I will. I'm too addicted to Richard Burns Rally, Football Manager, and Russian fishing.
Bit of fishing.
Nothing better.
Any marlins caught or not quite?
I don't
that
have
big?
marlins yet. That's the only issue with that game. It's got only Nordic sea fishing. Which I don't even know what you can catch out there other than cold. I just thought it would have been snowy and miserable up that way, but...
Tell you what, Brody McConkey sits P8, but he's just behind Josh Murdens. Murdens came into the pit lane in P3, so McConkey started P12. And after everyone has stopped, he's going to be sitting about P5, P4, P5. So he's had a pretty good run as well. So we are 13 minutes remaining in the season for the Super Light World Tour, brought to you by Kiwi Sim Racing. So if you want to get involved in any of the racing, it's been a while since I've given them a shout out as Davies heads down pit lane. Go and check out their Facebook page. Baker and Dance taking the opportunity as well. Beat Party, Hayden Kirk as well. Cam James is going to come round and possibly lead a lap. There you go, Facebook link in the chat there if you're watching on Twitch. Link in the chat, go and check out their Facebook page, get yourself on their Discord as well. In fact, he's not even going to be leading. Baker came in, you said it was a quick pit lane.
It is a very short pit lane here. It's a very short travel time, and if you're just doing tyres and gas, it's even shorter.
To right.
And
while you're on Facebook, go and give us a follow as well. THD Sim Sport Productions. Follow that page if you're watching on YouTube, or come over to Twitch, give us a follow. Turn the notifications on, you'll be alerted when we go live, which of course tomorrow night, NSCAR. Mentioned it before, but if you weren't watching, tomorrow night round 8 of the NSCAR Championship live from Darlington, we'll be picking up server number 2 for that race. Should you tune in. Great thing about,
check who's in that.
Great thing about those NSCAR streams, reaction cams of us commentators, me and Carl Nedler in the house for that one. Sit back.
Always be thankful there's no reaction cams here.
Yeah.
I've got my best suit on, I can guarantee it.
Tell you what, I think we just saw Rob Henry just up in the distance. It's P18 at the moment. Yep, there he is there. So he almost got his lap back on Baker. Question is, will he need to stop? Surely not. He should be fueled and everything to get home after that incident. I don't know. He will be hoping he is. Now moves up to P17. This man here, Ewan Baker. He has grabbed this championship by the horns when it counted the most, to be fair, Tomo.
When it's all said and done, he still won the race that mattered most.
Yeah. So right, he can put that heat race behind him. I think the real important thing for him in that last race was actually Cam Dance getting excluded from the results. Well, sorry, was given a penalty, and that moved Ewan Baker from P13 to P12, and therefore giving him pole position. Do you think that's a fair?
I think he was already in P12. I think it moved him up to P11. I think actually.
Oh,
did
did
he
it?
started on that.
Oh, I did
other
too.
side.
Yeah. No, you are correct there. So please, Baker there will pick him up again at some point on the drone cam. Check out a bit of foliage here around the Hungaroring. Some great drone shots
Yeah, I was just looking at the stewards report from NSCAR. It's good to see Matt Pluck will be on a one race break.
Yeah, he's got suspended. He made his comeback and got suspended straight away. So, I tell you what, she was elbows out last week at Martinsville, and thankfully it's RIP Martinsville from the NSCAR Championship, because 16 cautions in our server, 20 in the server that wasn't being streamed. Thankfully, we got the lower count, but it was still painful. But tomorrow night, New Prospect, Darlington. A couple of chances.
You know what I'd love
left.
to see replace it? I'm just putting it out there as good hopefulness of what might happen. Bathurst 150 in the next gens.
Bathurst 150. 150, how many would that give you?
Maybe like 5 laps.
Nah, 150 Ks.
No, it'd be...
You're fucking dreaming, mate. It's like 7 Ks or something, ain't it? 6.7 Ks.
It'd be 250 to 500 is 64.
Well, I mean, 161 laps.
31. It's
10% is
it's like
16.
15 laps. It's fuck all.
I'd say it's about 24 laps.
24 laps of Bathurst in V8, not in V8 Supercars, in the NASCAR next gens.
Oh man, that is, I don't know, that is an absolute nightmare if you ask me. How many cars
Have
would
you
you
actually
lose
raced
to?
the two?
Mate,
It's actually...
NASCARs don't
it's
belong
not
on a
too
road
hard.
circuit. They just do not belong on a road circuit.
Hey, ask Shane Van Giz, he'll tell you all about it.
Tell
They
you what,
belong wherever he can put them.
Robert Henry now up to P15. P15. He's been able to keep it on track since that early moment where we saw Martin Ward just clip the back of the car and absolutely fly through the air. Mertens, meantime, managed to get himself back out in P3. And I was well off of McConkey. He's down in P7 at the moment. Everyone has cycled through their stops. So she's just over 6 minutes to the end. I don't know if Davies can do much. Can he get onto the back of Mertens here in the closing stages? That margin's still about 1.4 seconds there or thereabouts between them. So what are you actually hoping for next season, Tomo? What are you hoping to get your hopes up about? That
In NSCAR?
No, just for Kiwi Sim Racing.
Kiwi Sim Racing, as I said before, there's I think it's a Nissan Group C car.
Okay.
And a Audi GTO. They have a iRacing series that's barely touched, but they are the most fun cars to drive. They require a little bit of paying attention to, otherwise you lose the rear ends.
What about
But beyond that, they are a dream.
What about something like the Renault Clio or something around the off-road tracks or something?
Okay, that would be truly getting wild.
I'd
I'd be
behind
all
it.
for that. I'd get behind it.
Yeah,
I
cool.
have a bit of a confession. I don't even own the Renault Hilo Cup or whatever they
Philo,
are.
yeah, whatever the hell they're called, yeah.
They came out and I still haven't bought them, and I don't think I ever will.
Fair cool. Of course, a question was raised to me on Sunday, or more, hey, if you guys want to do this, Brad will sort it out. So while I get a couple of moments, this Sunday night, if I could get 30 thumbs up on my Discord post about a full contact race on the streets of Detroit with auto fixing of the cars. I think that's what it's called. They repair themselves as they drive
Fast
down.
repair. Oh, damage turned off.
Isn't there one where the damage is on, but it slowly repairs the cars?
Yeah, that's just what happens when you have damage off.
Oh, okay. Well, damage will probably be off then. And yeah, a full send around the street circuit, I'd prefer at least 30 drivers, so we need 30 thumbs up from 30 people keen.
Trying to find where it is, so I can give you an update on what those numbers are.
I think it was about 13 last I saw.
I'll make it 14 when I find it.
But you have to enter it. You have to
I'll turn up.
You have to be racing to give it a thumbs up. I think I can.
I don't think anyone's making it past turn 1. I'm just putting that out to the world.
I think that may work. If you're in the Twitch chat, Discord, link to my Discord channel. I think it should still work, hopefully. Find out one way or another. As Davies, at the moment, not able to cut that margin down. He is circulating a little bit faster than Merdens. It's not going to be enough though. With just 3 minutes to go, we'll get 2 more laps around the circle. We've got Magic Tricks in the background there. I'm not sure who that was. It's disappearing. Has Henry been able to close that margin to Phil King? It's all. It's not really going to matter though, is it?
No.
He's,
As I said, according to my carrot level math, he needs to be at least 6th to walk away with the title.
yeah, I think he's currently about 17 points behind Baker. And 15 behind Cam Dance.
Either
That's,
way,
that's calculations on the fly for you. I don't know how accurate that is. Hopefully the points will go up before the conclusion of this meeting. We'll be able to give you a run through of those final championship standings as Baker. We're going to get 2 more, in fact. So, minute 48 to go, a minute 34-ish around the circuit. He could almost ease off and just make it one more time around. But Baker, 7.5 second lead over Cam Dance. He's got Robert Henry in front of him. Henry currently sits P14. He's got past Phil King. The next target will be Brad Wiggins. So again, it's been a pretty massive recovery from Henry.
it's been part of his issue though. He's been good at recovering back after collisions. He just, this time he was the only one caught up in the collision, and now he's dropped a monstrous amount of points.
Yeah. That's right. So Cam Dance.
I would love to see a right rear of Doom just quickly licked out on Cam Dance. Like, nah, I'm taking that second.
Yeah, well, Dance will even have a look. Knows he doesn't really need to get any passes done. This Henry, that traffic, he'll be getting that blue flag. He won't be wanting to let him pass just like that. So they'll get white flag. This time by last lap for Ewan Baker of the season. Here goes Dance. He'll get that pass done. Henry, he doesn't fight for it. So that's where you go. Merdens, I tell you what, Merdens and Davies right now, this is where your race is. The final spot on the podium. Davies, he's going to throw everything at it late. In the final round, round the outside, is he going to get that pass done? That is outstanding from Davies. Round the outside, it'll give him the inside line here. Merdens, he's not giving it up without a fight. Davies, you don't want to see contact here. This is on for the final spot on the podium. B Party rubbing his hands together in the background and almost. Davies lets him go, and B Party now on the scene. This is going to be on to the finish. Ewan Baker up in the distance. 2 we go away. Baker's going to come home. Claim the checkered flag and claim another championship. The 34 gets it done. Cam Dance will come home P2. We'll get back to the battle for third. It looks like Mertens at the moment is going to do enough. Is he? The 35 has a wiggle. No way. Oh, Cam Dance. Holy smoke. Has Davies done it? Davies. What has happened there? Mertens. What has happened? Davies has got it done in P3 and Cam Dance. What was that? Holy smoke. But Davies claims a podium, and that, what has happened to Mertens, we'll go back and see if we can get a replay on this one. Mertens just... What has happened here? He's just gone wide. Is it the corner before? Let's see. Mertens here. Oh, it just gets a wiggle on that ripple strip. And that just opened the door. That sent Davies and B-Party through. So there you go. That explains. It looks like he's still having issues. Did B-Party just dive?
B-Party's got a penalty, I think.
Yeah, B-Party dove down pit lane, so things could change as far as those finishing results go, but we do know Ewan Baker, he has got it done, taken the championship with it. Cam Dance home in second. He'll grab second in the championship, and Justin Davies, an impressive P3 to round out the championship. We'll drag Justin in for a quick chat, get his thoughts on that one. Justin, mate, a fantastic battle in the closing stages of that race, and looked like a bit of a moment there for Mertens. Opened the door, and you took that with arms wide open and got it done.
Oh, absolutely, that was a heck of a race from Josh there, and Brendan Partridge, B-Party, was closing in on us. I kept on looking at the relative, and I know it's bad to do, but man, he was putting some pressure on those closing stages. But oh, that was just nothing but good fun, that.
Yeah, certainly looked like a good time, but yeah, a third place to round out this championship. It's not quite going to be enough to get you on the podium overall, but still a great way to end the series for you as we work our way into a brand new series of something. Yeah,
no, really happy to finish off tonight with a podium, like you said. After last week, I think that was that DNF in the feature race is what took me out of the running for a podium, unfortunately, because yeah, tonight I think would have, if I didn't DNF last week, I think tonight would have got me there. But it was, yeah, nothing but good fun, always is in this series, and looking forward to the next one, that's for sure.
Yeah, tell you right. Well, I'll tell you what, Justin, while you are here in the comms box, anyone you wanted to shout out or thank?
Yeah, big thanks to obviously KSR for putting all this on always. It's, yeah, like I said, it's always good fun. Big thanks to you guys. I love watching your streams back the next day and seeing where I feature good and where I feature badly. And big thanks to the Revolution e-racing guys. They've been a massive help with getting me quicker and quicker, and looking forward to the next series.
Yeah, too right. Awesome. Well, cheers for coming in and having a chat with us, Justin, and again, congrats on your P3 finish in the feature race tonight.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll drag this next man in. I can tell you now, he is going to be one happy chappy. Ewan Baker, mate, I tell you what, she would have been all sorts of thoughts going through your head after turn one, race one, but somehow, through it all, it looks like you've managed to take out the feature race and take out the championship with it.
Yeah, honestly, I still can't really believe how that happened. Yeah, as you say, turn one and the heat race, I thought that's it. That's curtains. Like, gap's too big to Robert, even though he was taken out too. And, I had Cam breathing down my neck. I think 1 point between us coming into that feature race. So, yeah, I knew coming into this night's racing that it was going to have to rely on bad luck for Robert to catch him. And unfortunately, that did hit him. That man, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. So, no, I feel really bad for him. But, yeah, it just played out perfectly. I'm honestly somewhat in disbelief.
Yeah, I think we got sort of sensed that from you as we got our way to the last round. You felt that you certainly had a mountain to climb, but man, you have certainly worked your way to the top of that mountain in this championship from by some miracle, I guess. Because, like you say, I think you're 60 odd points behind after that first round and clawing your way back each week and. You say a bit of bad luck for Robert Henry tonight, and yeah, I feel the same. It seems that he only ever gets a bit of bad luck, so maybe one day he can turn that around. But for yourself, championship done. You've taken it out by 3 points over Cam Dance, and another championship for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, obviously delighted. I mean, can't ask for more than that. As you say, I think 64 points after round one, and honestly, looking at that margin, I thought, there's no way I'm even going to get a top three here. But every race since then has either been smooth sailing, or if there has been an incident, it's not been one that's cost too much. So I've been very fortunate in that regard. These cars obviously do promote a bit of carnage, as we would have seen throughout the last 6 weeks. A little bit of contact sends these things tumbling through the air, and at the very least break stuff that is pretty important to being fast. So if there was any car that would allow me to come back, it was this one. And yeah, just all the stars aligned. But yeah, going forwards, commiserations to Robert. He's been mega. He's not a slow driver in any sense, never has been, but this season he really has kicked it up to another level. He has been absolutely on form, and if it wasn't for the bad luck, he could easily be the one sitting here with 2 series championships. So as the year goes on, I'm sure he's going to snag one.
Yeah, too right. Well, while you're in here, mate, you wanted to shout out your sponsors. Thank anyone.
Yeah, massive shout out to Kiwi Sim Racing, and big thanks to the sponsors, Scott Technology, Speed Nation, InspireNet, and Shearwater Studios. And yeah, thanks to you guys for being here every night again, showing all the madness. And yeah, shout out to everyone that showed up each week. Obviously all the guys on track are the ones that make it happen, and yeah, a bit of chaos here and there, but overall the racing has been pretty fantastic and spectacular. So yeah, shout out to everyone.
Yeah, awesome. Well, cheers again for coming in for a chat with us, Ewan. Congratulations on taking out that feature race tonight, and of course the championship as well.
Thank you very much, and yeah, look forward to chatting with you in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully.
Yeah, awesome. Cheers, Ewan. Right, we'll get our second place finisher in tonight, Cam Dance, mate. Great drive from yourself tonight. That close shave in race one at turn one. You managed to get your way through that one and came home P2 in the feature race, which in total gives you a P2 finish overall in the championship, just 3 points behind Ewan Baker.
Yeah, it was a little bit disheartening to lose it by 3 points, to be honest. But no, it was good fun at the end of the day, and that's the main thing that we're here for, is just to go out and have a bit of fun. So we got that, and in the end, that's what mattered. So yeah, but no, big ups to Ewan for being consistent all series long. It was one of those series where it was like this race not happen, and that race not happen, and this incident, and that's the sort of thing. Yeah, just all sort of flowed on into what it did, and yeah, in the end, it ends up being what it is.
Yeah, just short of that. We did mention a couple of races that you didn't quite get that luck, and a story of what could have been, and I think that's the case for a few drivers in the field, certainly Robert Henry amongst that as well. But yourself, P2 finish tonight, good way to round out the championship, and of course, like you say, just 3 points off the overall victory, but still a podium finish in the overall scheme of things. You got to be happy. But while you're in here, Cam, you want to shout out anyone, thank anyone?
Yeah, just obviously shout out to all the boys at Orbit, Drop Me Motorsport, and everybody that's in the car, Revolution Race Gear, Hybrid Tune, Fight CRC, Demon Tweaks, yeah, just everybody that's on the car, and obviously all the boys for the awesome racing all series long, you boys for the awesome broadcast every week, and yeah, everybody for turning up, making it awesome series.
Awesome. Well, cheers for coming in for a chat with us, Cam, and again, congrats on that second place overall in the championship.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Cheers. There you go. Thoughts from Cam Dance. Well, I'll tell you what, Tomo, commiserations for Robert Henry. Came into the final round championship leader. Just ran out of luck tonight again. It's the story for him. But came home in the end P3 in the championship, just 13 points behind Ewan Baker. So just fell short. Had a bit of bad luck. Looks like Mr. Doherty is waiting in the wings. We'll get him in for a quick chat before we wrap
We want
things
to announce
up.
what the next championship is.
Surely, we'll drag him in. We'll have a chat with him. Ben, mate, how are you? Are you going to fill us in on what's happening next championship, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk about how good my racing's going the last few weeks because fucking hell, it's been terrible. Almost as bad as Ian's car. Yeah, so I just sort of come in. So yeah, enough open wheelers for the time being. So next week, obviously, we've got some qualifying around the Red Bull Ring for the endurance stuff. But then April 29th, we kick into what we're calling the Gen 3 Genesis. So we're racing V8 supercars for the second time in KSR. So should be a bit of fun.
Oh, there you go. I'm looking forward to that one. I love a bit of supercar racing, so certainly will be looking forward to calling that. So that gets underway. That'll be about 3 weeks' time, will it?
So on April 29th is D-Day. We'll be posting up the full details later on tonight. We're not going to be bothered to find my draft post and put it all down there. But yeah, we're running fixed it up, so it's not going to be so hard for people to come along because these things are quite setup dependent. So we're going to make it a nice even playing field. Different formats each week. And then yeah, it should be a bit of fun.
There you go. So V8 supercars coming at you. Go check it out, Kiwi Sim Racing Facebook page. Find out the information. Get yourself in the grid for the next championship coming up in a few weeks' time. But from us here tonight, Tomo, we will round things out. That is your championship done for the Super Light World Tour. Ewan Baker, overall championship winner. Cam Dance home P2 and Robert Henry P3. But from us here at the Hungaroring, cheers everyone for tuning in. Don't forget tomorrow night, round 8 of the Ends Car Championship gets underway at 8:05 from Darlington. Make sure you tune in for that one. Until then, have a good one. We will see you all tomorrow night.